Yeah, the project is about election prediction. Election result prediction and the data analysis. So, here we'll be exploring election data to predict the results of the year 2024. We'll also analyze historical data to understand trends and patterns in past election. So, here the gender representation, like male, we basically know that male, they mostly take part in this and they play a vital role. So over the years it is being mentioned over here. Yeah, we could see it out. And then coming on to the election, the prediction part on this console. uh, it actually has some number of features. In this prediction section, we'll allow users to input various details such as state name, constituency name, party, and then the candidate's gender. Based on these inputs, the model predicts whether the candidate will win or lose in the election. Like it actually outputs a prediction value, like the vote sharing. So in this, the alliance, all these things are completely getting ignored. I have not added the alliance and then stuff, all these things. So it is based on something which the data has given me. So I'm just selecting randomly selecting another state over here, and then hitting the prediction, so that the bottom stuff, all these things get aligned for what I need. Selecting the constituency name, I'm just selecting something randomly and then hitting the predict button. The 17 percentage of the vote on that particular constituency is being given to a particular party. So yeah, basically the win probability over there for a specific party may be more. In this, you hit and you get a percentage. So based on that percentage, the probability may vary. So this is an approximate stuff from an gathering it from historical data. So it actually may vary for place to place and the party. So yeah, and then again I'll just put another state name and then hitting the predict button, so that it is gets categorized out. I'm just selecting another one, hitting the predict button. So the percentage is 8.41, and then I'm just you know selecting another one. We just see what they actually have. Oh yeah, 9.83 percentage. So gathering all these stuffs from the historical data and the overall performance, it actually predicts a value. So that's how it. Yeah. So in this, the aligns, all these things will be taken into consideration, so that the result may vary. So my predictions may have some error on that point of view. So yeah, coming on to the next part. Overall votes for basically two parties top the portion for the past years in India. So the overall votes over here represents uh, two parties, and then we could see two trend lines over here. To make it more interactive, this is a part over here. Yeah, technically we call this a pop-up as over. So it shows you the total number of votes over here. The light green represents another party, and then dark one represents another one. So over total votes are 1.26 million. So for them, it's almost yeah, almost lesser than the other one. So that's it. So this is how it happens. And then coming on to the back end, starting with the code. Yeah, here I'm just initially loading the requirement, like loading the data set what I've got. So we start by loading a data set containing past election data that this is, includes like information such as state name, parliamentary constitution, and then the name, party, candidate's gender, and then the year. So it had almost around almost it had 42 columns. So I've just filtered out and kept it out over here. So yeah, this is a comma separated value file. So it has 45 42 columns, which primarily it didn't have a result column like won or lost. I'll have to group it out and sum it out and find it out. So yeah, the info over here, it had 2,59,078 columns. So with 42 2 lakh 59,078 rows and then 42 columns. So I'll have to group it out. So the gender column had null values, and then the thing called nota. So I'll have to push it out and fill it with others. So it depends. The business scope, decision maker, it's your project. So you could do something on, or you can drop that column to dropping that, the result may vary. So for that, say, you'll just take it out. So I'm just creating column called total votes as the result isn't been isn't been appended out that data column, data set what I had. So I'll have to find the result. So the winner, to take it out, I'm just grouping out the particular year and then the constituency name, particular constituency name, and then the party, so that it groups out a specific thing. So for that party, it had some subdivisions like the constituency name, parliamentary constitution. If I'm selecting one, it will have some four different areas. So there, over there, the positions column will be representing the position which they actually are in. So this is the position column. So in some areas the position may vary, like a specific party may be in top in some areas. So summing out all of those things, if in the end if the vote is maximum, then they'll be the winning candidate and the winning party. So summing out, and I'm just creating a boolean column, true false, and if they are the top, it will be true in the result column, else all the remaining participants will be filled out with false if they lose, if they are losing the election. So yeah, over there grouping it out, and then this is the feature extraction, like mostly from that 42 columns, state name, parliamentary constitution name, and then year, party name, gender, and then the total votes. I just took it to plotting it out, just to in the front end I've just plotted, I did some stuff. So for that I've just taken it out, and then the result column. So this is the target, so for prediction. So yeah, here I've just exported and then saving that CSV file, the cleaned CSV file, preprocessed CSV, and then over here I'm just plotting out the gender and the winning, counts, total winning counts on the previous historical data. As the male, they have participated more, automatically they have more wins. So that's it. And then party wise wins. So party wise wins are represented there. And then here it is about the gender representation, which I have done it on the front end. So the feature, after grouping it out, I had more than a lakh of rows, and 2,59,078 something rows I had. After grouping it out, I'm just limited it to 12,743 columns. So the duplicate ones are being removed, and then label encoding. This is primarily basic process before training it to a machine learning model or a deep learning model. Make the data understand. For our machine learning or deep learning model, we need to convert the categorical text data into numerical values. For example, the state name and the party name are uh, into numbers, converted into numbers using a technique called label encoding, which I mentioned over here. So here it actually orders it on ASCII order. ASCII is, in simple words, it'll order it to alphabetical order, the categorical stuffs, and then it assumes a value for it, like 1 2 3. It will be assuming some value. So and then it is being loaded. This step ensures that a model can process and learn from the data effectively. So yeah, that's what it is done. And then the correlation. So basically, for result and the total votes which I correlate, this is actually, we will not know about the total votes actually, considering the thing. So this is just for plotting. I've just put it. If for prediction, this column will be removed. So if we know the total votes, we can actually predict the. We don't need this project to be done actually. In 2024, the total votes, if it's there, we could predict the data for 24, right? So this is just to plot it out. So the party plays a major role over all the features which I've taken out. So the party name plays a major role over here. And then the describing the skewness of the data. I'm just exploring the spread for year. You could know that it's we have 1999, from 1999 data to 1999, and then 2004, and then 2009. It goes on like that. So unique features like the parliament constituency name has over 700 names. So I will label encoded that. So like, the spreads goes on. So if needed, we could do scaling just to minimize the just to improve the computational efficiency. So if your hardware doesn't support these stuffs, like training the model, you could do it so that it could learn efficiently, and for optimization we can do it. So this is the feature, the state name, year, and then the parliament constituency name, and then the party, and then the gender is being loaded, and then the prediction is being done. For the target, we'll have to find the result, right? So I'm just converting the position column to result, equating that, and we'll be training the model. Yeah, I've just build a neural network for this deep neural network. So this using PyTorch and then integrated to Keras. So first, calling a sequential, building up a sequential model. So I'll explain this. The feature and the target, X and Y, is being given. Feature is what we'll give input, and then the target is actually the result prediction, right? And then the test size. So 20 percentage of the data randomly will be picked out for testing it, evaluating it. And then the random stage, it is set to 42. So yeah, coming on to the point, a dense layer of 64 neurons is being initially done, and then the activation function, I have just given a rectified linear unit, a ReLU, which is simply called ReLU. And then the declaring the input shape, like 5 features I'm giving, so 5 is equal to, and then the dropout is done just to ignore the overfitting. Like if it is the model is overfitting, then it's if accuracy is more, then it is more relying on the data set than the generalized stuff won't be getting. And then another dense layer of 128 neurons, and then the activation function, again it's a rectified linear unit. And then coming on to the part for dropout, 20% of it will be dropped out, so the neurons will be set to 0. So and then at the end, it's a sigmoid activation function, which is probably for binary categorical columns. Like if the output has two like yes, no, true, false, or 0, 1. It has to predict something like that. Then sigmoid may be used, and then compiling the model with Adam optimizer, and then binary cross entropy for categorical stuff, and then metric its accuracy. So based on the accuracy, it will be improve the accuracy. It will give a loss function, and then update the weights. So that's how it predicts. And then I had a plan to just hyper tune the stuff. So here I've got a decent decent accuracy, so I just left it out. So not going on to the hyper tuning stuff. If required, we can hyper tune it. So the loss value is 0.3 570, and then the model's accuracy is over 88 percentage, which is certainly a good. So in end we are the decision maker, so we'll do. So for front end, this is for front end. So coming on to the front end, it is actually about the Streamlit part. I'm just encoding it. I'm just reading the cleaned file over here, pre-processed CSV file, and then encoding it. So in the front end, we could, if it is in the numerical form as I have uploaded, I have if these stuffs are in the numerical forms, all these things we can't understand, we can't make predictions properly. So for that, I'll have to inverse the label encoding stuff. So I'm just inverse the transform. So that step is over here. So that's the reason why I've why I have actually loaded it out. So I'm just inversing it out and then grouping it out to the next step. The thing is here. I'll just select a particular state name so that it will be grouped out for the thing. I'm just naming it a variable. It will be grouped out, and the remaining values will be grouped out of that. So according to that, the drop downs will be updated. So if I'm selecting a specifically a state name, so just to refresh, I'll have to hit the thing. Yeah, for that constituency names under it is being mentioned, and the party in the state is also being mentioned. It is predicting the probability or like the vote percentage. So that's how it works. So and then this is about the plots I have made in the front end. This project is basically we have previously trained a machine learning model on the election data. This model is designed to predict the election results based on various input features. We load this trained model into our application to use it for making predictions. So making predictions of 2024 in default, by default the front end, the year column will be set to 2024. So we are making prediction for that, so it will be set to 24. So yeah, that's it about the project. Hope you have understood stuff. So thank you.